Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. This is Rylan Russell coming at you, and I'm excited to do our first live stream. I had to take my headphones out because I'm still working out the kinks of this little setup today, and had the delay going. So today on the live stream, though, I know I'm starting it a little bit early, but I just got other things to do. So we're going to be reviewing your live streams. So hop on. If you're watching in the comments, let me know where you're watching from today. This is my first time trying to do this, so hopefully I'm actually live right now currently. And let me just check on this stream settings over here. Looks like we're good there. If you are hearing me and seeing me, if you'll just go ahead and comment that everything's good to go. Here's what's going to happen today. On yesterday's Sunday vlog, I actually asked you guys to review our live stream. And so I got a few different comments and messages from you guys giving us some tips and some pointers. And I really, really appreciate that. And, the thing about live streams, at least for us, it is so rare whenever everything actually goes just like you planned it, because it's live, right? And back when we were pre-recording things, you could just make it as perfect as you wanted and go in and edit and post and all that. For us, we only have one service that we live stream, so even it's even harder, because a lot of churches will have multiple services, and then before they actually maybe do their live stream, they've already done it a few times. We have one rehearsal on Sunday morning, and it's just a run through. We also have a rehearsal on Wednesday night for the band. Awesome. Let's see here. Stanford Smith says, we can hear you loud and clear. Sweet. Hey, awesome. Stanford, where are you watching from? Thanks a bunch. But yeah, and so there's always going to be stuff that happens that you're like, oh, that messed up or whatever, or you go to a camera when you shouldn't have, or, the band messes up, but it's not that big a deal, I mean, the thing is that we do record everything multi-track and everything. So if we do want to go back and post one song separately, we can do a remix, that kind of thing. So, but let's go ahead and jump into, one of the first live streams that you guys submitted in the comments. And so I'm going to see if I can get this to work, and pop in my headphones and we'll get going, okay? So I'd love for y'all to be able to comment along with me, things that you're seeing. So this first comment came from Hal Robertson. He commented on our live stream and said, for a live production with minimal volunteers, I really like your stream. Yeah, so on ours, we have 2 camera ops, one roaming on a wireless rig. You can go into our broadcast setup that I've posted before if you're interested. And then we have one stream director, and then we have 8 cameras. And so thank you, Hal. I appreciate that. He loves the automated movements on the drums, the cable cam, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I try to do that kind of stuff. Then let's go down to where he's from. He's from Hope City Church in Joplin, Missouri. And he says this is how they do theirs. They're a hybrid production still. Worship is actually pre-recorded on Wednesday evenings. How many of you guys are still pre-recording your worship and your services and then posting, your stuff online for Sundays? Are you still doing the premieres and all of that? We're fully live now. We don't do any pre-records. But it looks like they're doing that, and then they have a mix of live hosts and a live sermon on Sunday, and then everything goes into ATEM Mini Pro for streaming. So let's pull up their stream and check it out. Stanford, you're in Savannah, Georgia. Man, I hear awesome things about Savannah, Georgia, that it's like super, super cool place to visit. Is it a cool place to live? Yeah, probably. Oh, do you guys like my shirt? My daughter got me this shirt for Father's Day. It was rolled up inside of a cup that said, best dad ever. But she also knows that I'm like a huge Office fan. So, all right. Let's see. Guys, Rylan Russell here. Welcome back to the... Don't want that one. All right. You got me in the corner there. Let's go over to their stream.
Whatever comes, and I won't complain. For all my own.
Sounds really good. Wait. I know that guy. That's Kyle Turner. Kyle Turner used to go to Central. He's an Owasso guy. That's crazy. So far, sounds really good. You got the LED wall behind you. Nice. So this is all pre-recorded. He did say they had like 9 cameras or something. Let's listen a little more.
And now your joy awaits my praise. I give thanks for all you have done, and I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful.
Awesome. Well, first of all, it sounds great. I'm going to try restarting my app and just see, if it makes it more in sync and stuff. So, man, the look of the cameras is great. We're going to go back in here and check and see what his settings and the different cameras that they're using. This is Hope City Church in Joplin that we were just showing. And so if I go back in to theirs, I can't believe that was Kyle's church. That's awesome. Hope City, let's see. He says for their cameras, they are doing Canon XA series, 4 DSLRs, and 3 phones edited in DaVinci Resolve. Audio is multi-track, recorded and mixed offline, then synced to video. Yeah, that's cool. And so they've got floor dollies. They've got all kinds of stuff. And so that's awesome. And you can do all of those things a little bit easier, I feel like, whenever you're pre-recording.
I will sing of your mercy and your love. Your love is unfailing. Lord, I am grateful. Sing this out when I was down.
Awesome. Yeah, man, that sounds great, guys. Now, translating that into full live stream, as you guys move that way, man, I'd be interested to see how you're doing that. That's really cool setup. I have seen some guys saying that, as far as doing online church, they're going to go to more just a hybrid model where you pre-record stuff and then you use that as your church online, because, walking that balancing act of like ignoring the people in the room but addressing the people online, or you're addressing the people online and ignoring the people in the room. I know that, I feel that tension, and I'm sure many of you do as well if you're doing full live now. And so if you have the resources to be able to do a dedicated thing for online, hey, why not? That's awesome. So, hey, props to you guys, Hope City Church in Joplin, Missouri, just up the road from us. That's pretty cool. Let me see here. Who else do we got joining? Let's see. We got Benjamin. He says, hello. Just watched the video leading up to this. Good timing. Well, how about that? That's cool. Benjamin, if you want me to review your live stream, just drop it in the comments here. Maybe I can hop over there and look at it wherever you're from. We've got, man, I'm going to butcher this, but it says, I think his name is pronounced Hiskia Hiroshi, and he's joining us. Where are you joining us from today? Thanks for hopping on the live stream. Right now, I'm just running my phone into the ATEM Mini and playing YouTube stuff from that. So, and it's going into Mimo Live, which is, kind of like Ecamm Live. So I have no idea if this is working or not. Hopefully it's in sync enough with their videos that we can get a good idea. So let's go on to the next live stream that we got posted here. Let's see. We got Joshua Taliaferro. He says some stuff about our stream, talks about the mix, and then he links to theirs, a little history. We're really still learning, he says. We only just started live streaming a couple months ago. We have plenty of Sundays where everything has gone wrong. Yes. Yeah, like that's just, that's the live streaming business, right? So we have plenty of Sundays where everything has gone wrong, but we're learning. Amen. I'll give you a link to our most recent Sunday where the blatant mistakes were minimal. Yeah, so when I posted that video yesterday, my Sunday vlog, you know, it was tempting to want to post one of our like best songs that we've, you know, done or something like that. But I was like, nope, I'm just going to post one of the songs for you guys to check out. It's never perfect. But let's look at his. I wonder where they're from. Let's see. He says they're a setup and tear down every week in a convention center. So all this is set up the day of. Okay. Let's see.
So good. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Can you sing this? Say you are good all the time. All the time. You are good. Sing, church. You are good all the time. All the time. You are good. You are good all the time. All the time. You are good. You are good all the time. All the time. You are good. You know what? Say yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So good. Yes, you are. Let's lift our voices today.
All right, man. I love You Are Good. Brings the energy. Let's go back to the beginning of their stream and just see kind of how they started. I'm always interested in how churches are doing this. So they just got a countdown on there. Centerline New Media intro. It is a good worship intro. Pretty solid. Chill music. Let's see how they transition out of it. This is Mission Point Christian Church, I believe. Oh. It's always fun getting from video into live video.
I was buried.
I like the silhouette.
My shame.
I like to start with a wide shot just to give establishment to what the full video looks like. But it's just my kind of opinion.
It was my turn. Till I met you. Come on, who's excited for Easter service? Let him praise our Lord.
Okay. Dude, that's awesome. They were doing the remix version, I think, of Glorious Day, which I've always been tempted to do. So props to you for pulling it off. Just my first initial thoughts are something we do with our graphics going into our stream is we have it automatically sending to our lower thirds full screen, and then it hits a new audience look and transitions it where there's no lower thirds, and it goes immediately to the video shots live in the room. So because there was that just kind of brief little thing. I also try to tell our directors the first shots of our stream, I try to have a wide shot just to have that establishing thing. You may want to turn up your mic. It's getting drowned out when you watch the stream. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Ezra. I will do that. I might be able to go in and turn down the streams as well. Let's see. How about I do this? Check 1 2, check 1 2. But yeah, so like just kind of showing the full environment, but I did really like the silhouette shot. Let's see what happens from there. All right. That gives me a little more taste of it. I think your key lighting is good on your singers. It looks like they're probably like Source 4s. Camera shots look really good. I'd be curious what cameras you're using. Audio-wise, just listening off the cuff, it felt like maybe there's a little too much house mics in the mix. I was just hearing like really direct clapping in my ears with that audience, which, hey, I'm glad they're participating, right? Maybe just a hair too much audience mic for my taste. That's always hard, like finding that balance of like making it feel live, but then also having the clarity of the actual mix. So let's play a little bit different section of it. Again, this is Mission Point Christian Church. Let me find another spot here. Ezra, oh, thank you. Benjamin says he's from Mattoon, Illinois, 2.5 hours south of Chicago. Thanks, man, for hopping on. It's so cool that we can do this. All right, let's watch this.
You can clap too. Tacho, I'm going there to see my mother. I'm only going, no more to run. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. Well, I want to wear.
Dude, that's a cool vibe. I mean, it's so different than our church. I love it. Love it so much. Something that recently we had to adjust was our white balance of our cameras. I had them all, and it looked like maybe you guys might be in a similar situation where you're using, just normal old Source 4 and PARs and stuff, and you also have your LEDs. And so, as scenic lighting and things like that, we had ours that we have CTB on the front of the lights to try and get that color temperature up. But what I was realizing was that I thought it was around 4,500, but really bringing it down to about 4,000 in camera with hinting down into the blue magenta was a better look for us. If you go back on our streams and look, I feel like it's a lot closer to the real white. And I was thinking that was maybe a little bit warm on your stream. So you might check it. Brian, it might just be me, but it looks like your audio and video are not in sync. Is my microphone in sync, but just not the videos that I'm showing? Sync issues, yes. Tell me, is it my mic that's not in sync, or is it just the videos that are not in sync? Could you delay your live stream audio by 0.9 seconds? I probably could. I'll wait to hear from you. Is my mic out of sync as well? Both. No. Well, come on, Tim. You shouldn't be out of sync. Let's see. Well, let's do this on the fly. This is always fun, right? Let's go into our Blackmagic Tim software control, and we will see about delaying our audio. Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all helping me. Let's go into the audio portion. And man, we always delay our audio from the soundboard, not through the software. I don't know. I can't remember how to do it within the ATEM software, how you delay the audio. I know you can do it though. Let's see. Not the dynamics. Three frames. Is my audio ahead of my video, guys, or is it behind the video? If you want to submit your live stream, you can just drop it in the comments here, and I'll see if I can check it out. Your audio is late. Do not delay it more. I don't know why it said it's delayed. Let's try taking that delay off and seeing now if that helps. Your audio is late. Do not delay it more. Thank you, Tomas Palal. Your audio is way ahead of the video. No. So Johnny says my audio is way ahead of my video. So that's one thing about the ATEM Mini that I don't like, is that there's no headphone output on the ATEM Mini. You don't have the ATEM Mini Pro. I think it does. But so I'm going back into my MacBook and going through Mimo Live to be able to show these. And I'm not sure. I feel like it's way ahead. Let's go back and try delaying it more. We're going with 5 frames. Check 1, 2. Johnny says, I think it's 500 milliseconds. Oh my gosh. All right. All right, we got it at 7 frames now. What do you guys think? Is it any better? I wonder if I pull it up on my phone and just look at it this way. You guys having a good Monday? Do you have staff meetings on Monday if you're full-time? Our staff meetings are on Tuesdays. And so Monday's kind of usually my day where I'm like trying to play catch up a little bit, make sure. I usually plan 2 weeks ahead for our services. And so reviewing yesterday's stuff, and then also we have some other meetings and things. All right, let's check. I'm like trying to play catch up a little bit, make sure. I usually plan 2 weeks ahead for our services. Yeah, the audio's definitely ahead, isn't it? You little turkey. Let's see. Thanks for hanging with me today. I appreciate you guys. We're going to be reviewing another live stream in just a minute. Let me go in here and check one more thing. Johnny says I should be knocking on doors right now trying to get customers to fix their roofs, and I'm on this live stream. Been there, done that. You know, sometimes you got to take a break, though, and just enjoy not having to work for a second. Johnny says I should be knocking on doors right now trying to get customers to fix their roofs. All right. Now I'm behind. We're going to get this, fellas. We're getting close. Oh, 6 frames behind. Why does it say... I don't like how it says frames in the Blackmagic software instead of milliseconds, because I'm used to delaying things in milliseconds. If I'm at 30 frames a second, then I would need to delay it 3.5 frames or so, maybe, I would think. The way that I've done this in the past on our other ATEMs is I've like hit a drumstick together and recorded it and then went back and figured out the milliseconds between. It's usually around 100 milliseconds, but well, goodness. Try 2 to 3 seconds delay. Yeah. Which would be, if I'm 30 frames a second. See, I don't know why it says frames. Sure, Johnny, if you want to just share a private live stream with me, just send me a Facebook message or an Instagram message or something like that. What I don't understand is that everything's going into the ATEM Mini. Maybe I should just use the on-camera audio and not use this mic. I'm going to try that, guys. Let's do that, because then that should work. Let's do... All right, now we're just on the on-camera, and I'm not going to delay that. It doesn't matter, I'm not using the input mic. Comment below and see if using the on-camera mic of the GH5 is better. See, I think it might be Mimo Live that's doing the damage. And because I feel like when I go into the ATEM Mini, it's in sync, and so I'm not sure. It's still delayed. All right, so yeah, I don't. Let's go back to. All right, well, let's just go ahead and review a different live stream. It's a net-related issue. All right. Well, hey, this is my first time trying this, guys, so I appreciate you just hanging with me, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the way. If you can put up with not seeing me talk out of sync, maybe we'll just stick with the phone stuff. So let us go back to some links that were given. And let's see. All right, so Derek says that at their church, they are still socially distanced with only 30 people in the room. Government restrictions, no singing except for the band behind plastic screens, must be in front of singers. Wow. Okay, they've got one Sony 4K camcorder, and then it's going into a cam link. 1080p, 25 frames per second, and then it has to go down to 720p. This one, I think, is on Facebook, so let me see if I can pull it up. And...
Church. We're excited that you're here with us online today. You're blessed today and enjoy the message.
I like that intro.
Good morning. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining this morning. If we just find our seats, that would be great. Thank you. But it's so good to come together, isn't it? It's so good to be in the house of the Lord this morning. It's so good to join with one another, to come and to worship our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But before we get started, just also want to welcome you if you're joining us online this morning. Hopefully you'll be blessed and encouraged. But I just want to read a psalm before we get started. It's Psalm 77.
I like the animated title.
And it reads like this. It says, "To the choir master according to Jeduthun, a psalm of Asaph, I cry aloud to God, and he will hear me. In the day of my trouble I seek the Lord. In the night my hand is stretched out without wearying. My soul refuses to be comforted. When I remember God, I moan, And when I meditate, my spirit faints. Selah. You hold my eyelids open. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I consider the days of old, the years long ago. I said, let me remember my song in the night. Let me meditate in my heart. Then my spirit said, made a diligent search. Will the Lord spurn forever and never again be favorable? Has his steadfast love forever ceased? Are his promises at an end for all time? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger shut up his compassion? Selah. Then I said, I will appeal to the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your wonders of old. I will ponder all your work and meditate on your mighty deeds. Your way, O God, is holy. What God is great like our God? You are the God who works wonders. You have made known your might.
All right. How about now? You got audio now? I feel like it's something between the video output of the ATEM Mini not being in sync. It's like falling out of sync. I think processing it into Mimo Live for some reason. Let's see, guys. Vincent, you guys, are you getting this one now? Because maybe I can adjust this within Mimo Live. Okay, so you got this one now. It's out of sync, though, probably, right? I'm going to monitor through Mimo now instead of through the mic. And we'll see. Yeah, it's out of sync still. And yeah, man, you're welcome for me sharing my thoughts. I'm not an expert. I've just like screwed up a bunch and figured out how not to do certain things. So you guys are doing an awesome job. Now, if I delay this one, let's go with half a second in Mimo Live. And we'll see if that's any better. We're about to show another video. About 2 seconds delay on it. Okay. Enoch. I will give that a try right here. And then we're going to fire up another one off of what you guys submitted on our YouTube thing. All right. Let us go over here to YouTube and see another one that you guys submitted. Let's see how many we got joining us right now. It says 17 people are on here. Man, you guys, you're really taking advantage of your Monday well. Thanks for hanging with me, though. Let's see. We got Hal already. Derek's. Got Joshua's already. Let's see. Jorge. Here, I'll just block my mouth, and then you won't be as annoyed by the delay of the audio, right? He said we had some issues yesterday. We have one camera set up. A Sony a6400 runs to an ATEM Mini, which then is used as a video input in ProPresenter. We then output this feed to our Decklink Duo 2, which goes to our Resi Ray encoder. And then ProPresenter 7.5.3 started glitching fiercely yesterday. Any ideas you have for us, we'd love to hear it. We're a church plant, but we're passionate about teaching our community and the globe for Jesus. All right, so.
Productivo.
And you say, I'm being productive.
Mira qué fructífero soy.
Look how fruitful I am.
Mira qué mucho yo hago en la
Look
iglesia.
how much I do with the church.
Mira qué efectivo yo soy.
Okay. It appears that the video that you sent was frozen or something yesterday. Let's go try a different week. Okay, so you got your countdown going.
Como debemos de ser agradecidos todas las mañanas.
I just saw a message from WhatsApp.
Acabo de ver un mensaje de WhatsApp.
Pastora just shared it with me, and this is incredible what I'm about to share
And
with you.
Pastor just shared it with me. Es increíble lo que voy a compartir con ustedes.
Sometimes we think that prayer doesn't work because we don't see immediate results.
A veces creemos y pensamos que las oraciones no funcionan porque no vemos los resultados.
Okay, so just watching your previous week, I can share a couple thoughts with you. Mad props for doing multilingual stuff like that. I do not understand that. The next week's Sunday vlog is actually going to be a really cool one. I'm going to Nicaragua, and I get to kind of follow around a guy from one of the bigger churches there that we've been to. So I'm excited for that. As far as your stream goes, that center shot, I'm not sure if that's up like at the top of the bottom of a balcony maybe, or just up a little high. On the eye line, it seems like a little high for their eye line, if you know what I mean. Usually you want your camera kind of about head height if you can. And what I like to do actually is have it low enough to where you can see audience in there. I'm not sure if you guys have people back in the building yet, but if you do, then I try to include their heads in there. Just, you want your people that are watching online, in my opinion, to feel like they're a part of the experience and not spectating, like looking down and just kind of watching a bird's eye view of it. And your people are not looking where the camera is, really.
And my heart breaks
They're
because we
looking
give
out
up.
to where the audience is. And so if you can lower that camera a little bit to where it's more eye level and include some of the congregation there, I think that gives people a more feeling of that they're a part of the experience and not a spectator. That's why we try to have roaming camera guys going throughout the worship center, shooting through people's hands, things like that. And so, maybe that's a thought. Let's see where else this goes. If it's just that one shot,
Way
have a couple
too
more
soon.
Y
thoughts.
se parte y se compunge mi corazón porque nos rendimos de
Out of the darkness into your glorious day. ¿Cuántos están agradecidos? Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for your blood, for your mercy. Oh, I needed rescue. My sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter. I was an orphan. Now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing. Now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future. My eyes are open. 'Cause when you called my name, shouted, I ran out of that grave.
Very cool. I love the energy. That's the second church that did that song this week. Very cool. Actually, I guess that was last week. A couple other thoughts that I would give you about just your camera stuff. I would say you can improve that image probably just by white balancing a little bit better. It looks like you're probably using LEDs that are RGB LEDs that don't have like a true white in them. And so if you can, the best way that I found, the easiest way I should say, to white balance a camera is if you have a camera that can take a picture in RAW format and shoot auto white balance with an actual white card, or do the white card, a gray card, and do the thing where you choose the white balance. Then you can go into Lightroom or look at the EXIF data and see what the white balance was that it chose. And because most cameras with those things will do a decent job of getting you close with an auto white balance, then you could go in and apply the right Kelvin settings to your Sony, I believe you said it was, that you were doing. And sorry about the audio being delayed. This is coming out of my phone into the A10 Mini Pro, so I hate that the streams are not lining up, but for a first try, it's best I can do. So yeah, Brian says, I love the energy. Yeah, man, they were getting into it. Man, that is awesome, because that can be hard for people in my world. I'm at a Southern Baptist church, and sometimes we are feeling the energy, but the congregation isn't always feeling the energy. And a lot of that just goes back to, like, I call it worship conditioning, like how you were raised. And so when kids stand there and they see how their parents worship, they're teaching them, right, the kind of norms of worship. And so it can take us a while to break out of that mold, even when we feel like God's like really moving in us. Like the outward expression doesn't always match what's going on the inside. So Enoch says, another little review, love the style of the lyrics too, though just need to be a bit careful on longer lines. So I don't know if I could go back over here and take off his comment. Okay, so yeah, it's great with 2 lines. There was one though that had 3 lines, and that gets me too sometimes, because I'll design slides for our main screen that have 3 lines, and then it just does not work with the formatting of the lower thirds. I do like the gradient that you had on there though. That was cool. We're going to find it. It's right in here. It was at the beginning of the bridge, I thought. Okay. And I would say, the next step that I would do is to have a medium shot and then somebody on a manned camera that can be a tighter shot. If you go between those 2 things, I think that would change the dynamics of feeling like you're just being a spectator watching from a security camera. Kind of can be the feeling if it's just one camera the whole time. And so that would be my thought. I do really like the way you're doing the lyrics with the little gradient behind it. I don't know. What else, guys? You got any other things that you would throw out there? I mean, it's hard because you can't see the full band, but since you only have one camera, if you do have a constant aperture zoom lens that you could throw on there, like it was a Sony, so I'm not sure what lens is. Like for me, it'd be like whatever 24-70 equivalent lens, you might be able to get that's like a 2.8. And then maybe you could, you don't want to zoom though with that kind of lens live. What I have done is if you're using a software, you can do like punched in looks for different camera angles and still have just one camera. So you could try doing that. I'm not sure if you're going through Ecamm Live or if you're going a different way, if you're just going straight out through an ATEM or something like that. Okay. Well, let's see. I think there may have been one other live stream that you guys had asked me to review. Let's see. Joshua says, "You're doing great." Man, thanks for the encouragement. We have my fellow fellow youth pastor that works on staff with me. He's off today because they had camp last week. But we call him our resident cheerleader because, man, he's like the biggest encourager. And I think that as worship pastors, like I've tried to take what he does for me and really give that to our teams because I feel like most worship pastors are like, and musicians in general are words of affirmation people. And so if you can encourage your team, I think that goes a long ways because our teams put in a lot of work and they are doing most of it for free usually. On our team, we have one paid pianist just because she's always been at our church and has done so much. And every once in a while, we'll bring in a guitarist or something like that. But I think the last thing that we can do here is let's look at my stream from yesterday that you guys reviewed, and I'll just respond to some of the comments from that, okay? Let's see. I go on to here. I encourage you to go watch the Sunday vlog from yesterday if you haven't yet.
We're creation suddenly articulate with 1,000 tongues to lift one cry. Then from north to south and east to...
All right, I went off YouTube for a second and it dropped. So first of all, one of the guys that submitted a review said, you might look into running your audio to stream or to mix in a box where you're mixing, off of Logic or Pro Tools or Ableton or whatever, so that way we can add some vocal tuning. That's one reason I almost didn't post this song yesterday because, like, my voice was so tired after the long night, and it just was not great yesterday. But, I have gone back and forth on that. I have used some Waves Tune stuff on remix things that we've done, and I've listened to some other churches that I know use Auto-Tune Live. And for me, the risk versus reward of Auto-Tune Live is just not there. Like, I would rather not have it go to the wrong note completely and be on worship fails and just maybe, have some notes that maybe are a little flat here and there or sharp or whatever. It's just the risk versus reward of live tuning scares me away from it. And also volunteer base, we're lucky to get a solid audio engineer running front of house each Sunday. I mean, this Sunday I had a 17-year-old that it was his third time, I think, ever running live stream audio. And so, and his mix is affecting our stream mix. Our stream mix is stereo bus mix. Johnny, I'll check it and see. And so he said, you might think about doing that. So that would mean we would need another volunteer that is really proficient in mixing broadcast audio, a totally separate mix than from our board, just to do live tuning. And I just don't think the reward is quite there for us. Some other thoughts that were given on our stream were just, some good things about directing and camera angles and things like that. No one is going to be harder on my stream than I already am. And I think that's true for most of us. Like, we're our own worst critics, maybe best critics sometimes. But let me check and see, Johnny, if I got your live stream here. So I don't know. What do you guys think about mixing in a box versus, or, like on a nonlinear editor type thing versus doing it from the board? How do you do it? Josh says, bro, that happened to me. We mix in a box. Yeah. And plus, I guess you could go in and set up every key of the Waves Tune plugin for each song. But then I've got too many things to remember as it is. Like, unless it was automatically changing it. And I've heard you can't trust Chromatic to do it that well. And so I would forget, and I'd like leave it on like B flat, and we're singing in the key of G or something. And so, I that's just where I'm at. Enoch says, what do you think is the next step you'd take to improve your stream? That's a great question, because I change things all the time. And, for me, I think the next step that I'd like to take is really improving our sermon time. We've spent so much time investing to make our worship stream part of our service awesome that when we get to the preaching, I feel like we aren't set up to really do that great with like a really tight follow cam and then a head to toe follow cam with our 2 camera operators. Because of our setup, it's not really ideal for that. And our directors are not great at following we have 8 cameras, so you should be able to keep them in shot. But so trying to evaluate the best way to do that and make our pastoral, the message time, which is amazing and the most important time of our service probably, making it as good at the same level, if not better, as the worship time. So, what else could we do to improve the stream? Yeah, I mean, the audio stuff is tempting to kind of think about. Johnny, I got your stuff here, so I think I can pull it up and we can look at it here. If you guys have watched our church stream, you can, if you want to check it out more, it's CBC Owasso on YouTube. And so, another review that I got recently was from Stella. She said, it's great instrumentation, arrangement of the song. Vocals were not coming through well and sounded weak. And so, and then I got another review saying the vocals were too hot. So that just like was making me think, audio is so preferential, right? And so, we're just doing the best we can with the volunteers that we have. And it's tempting to want to maybe hire a audio engineer. For our situation, our church, it runs about $350 on a Sundays, and we're just not there yet. I've got really good volunteers, and they're doing well, but that's like one of the most important parts of your band as well, because they're taking everything from the stage and trying to translate it into the room and to online. Vincent says, we mix in a box, and I almost reverted back after hearing how good your bus mix was. I think mix in a box is great if you have the resources. Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Let's see. Brian says he's not a fan of it. Let's be honest. Most churches don't have professional sounding worship teams, and I kind of want the authentic sound to reflect the congregation online. Okay. Yeah, and so you kind of get into that, some of that with the tuning of your vocals live and all that stuff. I mean, I've done stuff where we used to have electronic drums, and I would actually record all the MIDI data into a Reason session. We were using Stephen Slate's triggered samples to make them sound a lot better. And there was one time I actually took all the MIDI data and what's it called now? The word's escaping me. Where you not automate, you put all the beats on the right thing. Guys, help me. Why am I drawing a blank? I feel like it starts with an A. You take the MIDI data and it realigns it onto the grid the right way. What is that called? It's going to drive me crazy. But we did that sometimes whenever we would remix a song. But you really can't get away with that too much, because if you're using video, you can't go to the drummer if he doesn't hit the snare in the same time. All right, I've been going almost an hour, guys. And here we go. Here's Johnny. Johnny, I hope you're wanting me to do this on the stream. I don't know. Comment now if you don't or want me to do this later, and I won't do it live. Quantize. Thank you. Quantize. Of course, this is like 20 seconds delayed, so you guys probably typed that right away, and I'm just now hearing it. So I'm going to wait to hear from Johnny. I should have stated that the worship starts 7 minutes in. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go back to yours here in a second. Derek, let's go back to yours. He said it starts 7 minutes in. So let's go to 7 minutes in. Not 24 minutes in, 7 minutes in.
From the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. You came from heaven to earth to show the way. From the earth to the cross, my debt to pay. From the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord.
Classic. Love it. Let's move on to another part of the song.
Fill this place, King of glory. Fill this place, King
I don't know this
of glory. Fill this place,
We got like a djembe
King
going on, I think, in the
of
background.
healing. Fill this place, King of my peace. Fill this place, King of my joy. Fill this place, King of.
Awesome. Well, listening to that, I would say the mix is really not that bad at all. I mean, I could hear the piano, your guitar, sound like a djembe kind of going in the background. If you can, do you have audience mics at all mixed into that? Maybe just a little bit of that would kind of help, gives a little bit of life and breath to the mix. And so that's maybe one thing I would think about. I would also, triple check your white balance for that camera. It looked like it was a little purpley, bluey, maybe not quite warm enough. So that's always step number one. And I mean, we had a thing where even this week, one of our cameras was on the wrong white balance. So because we used it in a different area and then we took it back in there. So, all right, this is gonna be the last one right here. We got Johnny Mendez. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Fast forward into his stream. Dude, Johnny, 2.5 hour live stream on this. That's intense. I have to unplug and see if I can get it going here. When you use your phone, it doesn't, it like thinks that you're broadcasting up to a TV or something. Johnny, I'm not seeing any video on your live stream. All I hear is audio on your live stream, Johnny, if you're watching. Brian says, hey, Rylan, have you ever wrote any songs that you would play for worship at your church? Yeah, so I've recorded 2 different CDs worth of music, of original tunes. We do one of my songs every once in a while live, so you can just look me up on Spotify, or it's probably on YouTube, different places. You can go to iTunes and buy that album. Oh, it's just an audio test. Gotcha, Johnny. Well, if you do a video, send me a link to a video thing, because that's kind of what I'm evaluating more here, because I just don't have the right setup to kind of evaluate that for everybody at the same time. And I just dropped my phone on my computer. Oh, man. Hey, hasn't this been fun? I hope that you guys have enjoyed it a little bit. It's just, I thought I'd hop on here and just spend some time doing this with you guys. And, I'll improve the setup as we go. Maybe I'll do this again in a couple months. We're always changing things, always improving things, hopefully. And I just want to remind you guys that we can do, I always say this at the end of my videos, we can do a lot of great things. Let's do it all for the right reasons. And really, it's just one reason, right? And it's to glorify God. So I hope that through my YouTube channel, I'm able to help you guys out some and show you ways that we're doing stuff a lot of times on the cheap because I don't have a big budget. But I hope that this live stream has been fun for you guys. If you want me to do it again at some point, let's do it. So comment below and say you wanted to, hit the like button, do all those YouTube things. And I'm going to end the stream. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you soon.